Well, 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 howdy y'all. It is time for the one and the only virtual Indy 500. That is correct. 500 miles coming of racing around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And the event is set up just a little bit different than it was previously, than a lot of our other special event races. It is another special event week, but much like the real Indy 500, this Indy 500 had detached qualifying.
I need everyone to know that I just started doing Indy stuff yesterday. There's no reason I should be P1 right now.
It was. You hop into a qualifying session.
Know that I just had my first split stream last night, and I feel great.
Boy, are these people going to be chatty, let's see. But so it's a detached qualifying session, which meant I jumped on earlier in the week, 4-lap average. And the other thing that changes is we are not sorting by iRating for this race. You are sorted based on your qualifying time, so it tries to match people around your similar qualifying pace, as opposed to iRating. If you don't qualify, then it would it drops you into essentially the lowest split, then by iRating.
Thank God for me, it's what you say when you have a terrible girlfriend.
I am 100% going to have to mute these guys. They are going to be obnoxious, probably. I don't know. It's kind of entertaining to leave them talking, huh? We'll see what they have to say. It is a 500-mile race, much like Daytona 500, so I'm sure there's going to be some interesting potential out there. So just getting some warm-up laps in. They do run 2 weekends of Indy 500. This is the fixed event. So there is everybody's running the exact same setup, and the following week is going to be open, where you can have custom setups. So today's the only day I'm going to be able to run the fixed Indy 500.
6 shots of tequila and smog beers to get ready for this, so hopefully it goes well.
And one thing we're going to have to be very careful with in this race is the risk of DNFing. Unlike a lot of the other special events, the endurance, where you may get 7, 8, 9 minutes of repairs, but typically you're going to get the car back on track. Here, if you have a particularly big crash, they will pull you into the pits when you tow back and say, we cannot repair the damage. In which case, the day is done. So my goal here really is to finish. If I can get a good result out of it, then great. But I do think that surviving the attrition is probably going to be a good place to start.
All right, I think we got 5 minutes left. I think I have enough time to jerk one out. I'll be back.
My God, this guy's annoying. I'm already going to be annoyed by him. Right, we're setting decent lap times in practice. We're 5th fastest right now. I'm not sure where we necessarily stacked up based on our qualifying times with these guys, but we will have to just go ahead and see. As we get into the race proper, I'll talk more about obviously, the tools that are used in an Indy car for oval racing, and it's going to be a settle in and survive kind of day. Obviously, 500 miles, 200 laps, averaging about 40-ish seconds a lap in green flag, so do the math, and I'm sure we will have some cautions. The hope is that there's not so many that it disrupts the racing. The longer green flags we get, the better it is. But, so as I mentioned, the detached qualifying, that means when this practice session is over, it is on to the grid we go. And we will begin our race by then. We've actually only got about 9th fastest, 10th fastest lap. That's up the wall just a bit. That is what we are going to definitely want to avoid. That late understeer sliding up into the barriers. Bad news. And of course, the other thing we are going to have to be real careful with is pit entry. So let's get a little practice pit entry.
Here.
Okay. In we go.
That's it, go.
I'll hit a pit out. Indianapolis, you use this access road for turns 1 and 2. Pull tires down on the unbanked section of track, and then away we go. So let's get ourselves back up to speed, get the tires back up to temperature, and just keep settling in for how we're going to do. Obviously, a top 10 finish would be pretty stellar. 32 or 33 cars are going to be on the grid. But obviously, first Indy 500, the goal is just going to be to get to the end, not make any major mistakes. If we kind of shuffle backwards in the race, that's probably fine. Much like Daytona, it is going to be one of those mental focus kind of days. Turn 1 is, I think, probably the hardest corner on the track. The car really likes to skate up towards that wall in the short chute. Feels like the tightest exit on the track. Like turn 3, you're carrying similar speed, and just cruise right on through. Although he kind of got high on the wall. We drained a little bit of, bled a little bit of speed off with the car in front, just making sure he didn't come back across the track at us. We're about to have somebody coming up behind. Got 2.5 minutes left. Looks like he's kind of backed off a bit. He might have had to get out of the throttle as well in turn 2, turn 1, pretty common. If you get, especially deep into the slipstream. Car really likes to take off with the dirty air. Well, like I said, we'll talk more about that during the race itself. Otherwise, we might run out of things to talk about during the race. So yeah, probably around 3 hours of racing to do. maybe a little bit more when you factor in the caution. So we'll see how it goes. 132. We'll come into the pits this next time by. Just kind of get a breather and settle ourselves in. One more pit entry practice as well.
Right on the front, right on the front.
Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Okay, we actually did a good pit entry there.
Okay, go.
Let's make sure we're sending on all channels, receiving on all channels. Where is, there's that. Just a little bit of sip of caffeine. There we go. End of the warm-up. So, it is time to get ready. I'm just taking one last peek. Oops, somebody crashed. Get ready to grid up and see where it looks like P16 on the grid. So about midway through, it looks like 33 cars indeed in this particular race. All right, here we go. Make sure that mouse is all the way up
One
the
lap to
screen.
green. Line up on the outside. Pit road is closed right now. The estimated strength of field is 1,572.
Honestly, you're not a bad SOF. That's kind of similar to what I would expect.
Head down, stay sharp.
Got 30 more seconds for everybody to grid up. See how many people opt to start from the pit lane as well. Avoid potential turn one or opening lap chaos. There we go. Unfortunately, we don't get the classic Indy 500 start, the 3 wide. We are just 2 wide. There we go. There's a pace car pulling off.
Catch start, 17 car. Catch start, 4 car. Catch start, 12 car.
So one thing we are doing to start, you'll notice there's the map on my steering wheel. That is our fuel and throttle map. Number 8 is for safety car conditions. Saves quite a lot of fuel. We'll typically be running probably the entire race in map 1. Maybe we drop it to map 2 or 3, which are some fuel save maps, but I don't expect that we'll necessarily need to worry too much about fuel saving. The other thing to kind of look out for as we get ready to start this race is on the kind of flanks of the steering wheel, you've got those series of LED lights, the green, yellow, red. That is a battery overtake system. So it gives a little extra boost of power. Obviously, it's typically used during regenerative braking. You'll see this red light on the left of my steering wheel when it is regenning. But we can regen at full throttle. It'll just cost us a little bit of overall pace. So not the best getaway from many people. We are going to be pretty tentative. On the way into these first couple of corners. You notice I did burn quite a bit of battery right at the start here. There's already been a wreck. Color me surprised. That's a bit of a bummer. I checked up because of the wreck, and the 12 passed me right as they flew the flag. Well, we almost made it a lap.
They're coming out of P2. You're literally saying good job, but you ran into the ass end of me, so congratulations to yourself.
And remember, fellas, this is a lot faster than practice. You got to well on the corners.
Hard to run into your ass when you're behind me, but okay. GG's. Good race.
I was not behind you. You can watch the replay.
Well, we're off to a really
Guys,
good
quit
start.
arguing. You're getting me hard.
Oh, gosh, you almost made me ink.
Pit road's open.
Don't think there's any need to come to the pits already. It's only been 2 laps, and
Jetstar 33. Car.
a couple cars looking to grab some a little boost of fuel. I have a feeling we might struggle to have green flag laps.
Jetstar 33.
We are up a couple of spots now, which is good. And we stayed mostly out of trouble. But 2 to go. So,
Don't mind me. I'm just meeting with the pace car.
oh boy, that guy's gonna get annoying.
Hey, number 6, you got a mic? $13, you got a mic?
Yep, I've got a mic. Okay, so I mean, obviously we didn't get too much into it, but as I was mentioning, we used a chunk of battery on the restart. When we're lifting off throttle, it will, if we're fully lifted off the throttle, it will regen some of that battery. But we also have a paddle bound to where it will harvest some energy. It's not a lot of a boost.
Still the gap, guys. Come on, catch up. Let's go.
It's just a little bit of a boost. But we'll see, might be able to use it in strategically advantageous areas. We are 1 lap to go to green, so we'll make sure to switch the map back down to map 1 when we get on the back, towards the end of the back straight. But yeah, actually, if you look on the left of my shift lights, off throttle, you see it's red. That means it's recharging the battery. Battery is currently full, so it actually won't slow me down at all. Like, I can pull the lever and have it function in the same way. Normally it pays a little more dividends around like road courses when you're using your brakes, because it will regenerate the power on the brakes. But for the Indy 500, just little boosts in the straight. So that's one of the
Catch up, please.
the tools that we have available to us in this 500-mile race. Another thing we're going to want to keep an eye on is our tire temperatures in the bottom right of the steering wheel display there. Obviously, they're quite cold now. In long green flag runs, they can get quite hot, which can become a bit of a concern. All right, so we're back to map 1. And let's get downshifted into a proper restarting gear.
Get ready, going green. Pace car is off. Green, green, green. Car outside. You're in the middle, 21. Clear, two lights. They're showing us the black flag. You passed on the inside before the start finish line.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not ideal. So that's going to be a big problem for us. I didn't know that was the rule. But, okay, a little drive-through. Make sure we don't speed on this drive-through, but just not knowing the rules, kind of a dumb mistake. Long race though, plenty of time to try and get back to it. So there's our pit box, about midway, just past the start-finish line. Okay. But that is going to drop us right towards the back. We aren't going to lose a lap, I don't think. It'll be close. All right. See, we could use a caution right about now. We are, what, 17 seconds back of our next rivals? There is time. Lots of time. Of course, we do have nice clean air on the nose. Unlike the Daytona 500, where it was extraordinarily beneficial to be in a train in the draft, here, because of the wings, while you do benefit from the draft, you do get dirty air on the car, and it does make it quite a bit more difficult to navigate around circuit. You get up close to somebody, the car really generates a lot of understeer. Aero push is the IndyCar term for it. So there are a handful of in-car tools that can be utilized to kind of help balance it out a bit. And you can see a lot of those on the steering wheel itself. Underneath the map and regen, you have the ARBs, the rear anti-roll bars and the front anti-roll bars. So that will affect how tight or loose the car is, how understeery or how oversteery it is. The trade-off that you really have to be aware of with that is, while you can help get the car more on the nose to turn into the corner in dirty air better, it often comes at the trade-off and the detriment of right side and especially right rear tire temperatures. So you really start to heat up those tires, and of course, if you get them too hot, you lose your, you start losing grip, you lose pace, and also if it gets too hot, you end up the risk of losing control. So, luckily in Cleaner, you can actually see the right rear tire temperature starting to spike. I just made an adjustment on the bars to try and generate a little bit less rotation, since I have all the help of aerodynamics with me right now. will allow the car to be a little bit more planted at the rear. It's still going to get warm, but that's how it's going to go. The other thing that we have as far as the tools go is the weight jacker. So in the just underneath where those ARBs are is the WJ position. You can see that thing I just recently changed from 0 to -2. What the weight jacker is in an IndyCar is it can adjust the ride height of your right rear suspension. So that effectively changes the cross weight of the car, moving weight from the rear right to the front left and vice versa. With a weight jacker in a negative position, you're effectively lowering the ride height of that left rear tire. So you do get a little bit more, by running the ride height lower, a little more straight line performance. When we get into traffic, you'll see me raise that weight jacker, because that is another thing that helps the car rotate a little bit more. It does not, its downside is not the temperature, the way that the ARBs are. It is your straight line performance. You do lose a bit of that. So that's why it's going to be important to kind of keep these tools running as this race goes on. We're holding a pretty steady gap to the leader, which I think is pretty good. So they're not coming up to lap us at all. And we are steadily gaining on the car ahead. So I'm just going to kind of settle into the rhythm, try and minimize the steering inputs. Tire wear is not a huge issue on this particular race. But obviously every bit of speed you scrub off in the corners, you got to go get it back on the straights. And we are, as you can see, pretty much running at the top of 5th gear the whole time. 6th gear is going to be more of a passing gear when you're in the draft and you need a little bit extra. You can see the lights are just starting to flash, but we're not quite redlining yet and hitting the limiter. And you can see that speed drops right back off when we get into the corners. But when we get into the pack, into traffic, you will see that straight line speed increase. We have to be doing shifting into 6th gear, lifting into corners, making lots of changes in order to make sure that the car stays nice and balanced. So we're kind of steadily reeling in the car ahead, which is good. We might end up with green flag pit stops though. Now I could consider changing the fuel map and trying to save a little bit of fuel, but we're kind of just holding a position to the car behind. So I'd rather get myself kind of reattached to the race instead of saving fuel. I think we got 15, almost 16 laps left. Just about see them entering turn 3. And it's a tough choice because we've had a good green flag stretch. Obviously, anything can happen at a moment's notice. And there it is. So we'll get into safety car mode here. Looks like P12 had the wreck.
Checking up T1, checking up turn 1.
And now, even though we've not saved, an extra lap of fuel or anything like that, we do still want to run in that fuel saving map now, because obviously the more fuel you've got in your tank, the shorter time it takes to fill it up. So the idea is that every little bit might help. So it's a pretty good green flag run. Let's get stuff switched back to where it should be for running in traffic, which will be weight tracker position up Since we're going to be in a big train, probably wait till after 6 to start it. And we will come into the pits for some fuel. Now,
The pit road is now open.
don't forget, you guys, live pit lane. You can make contact in the pit lane with other cars.
Fill the gap and catch up.
The pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. All clear. Punch it.
Okay, got fresh set of tires, full tank of gas.
Line up, single file. Catch up 2. Start.
Come on, guys, you can go a little faster than this getting out of the pit lane.
Is it bad that you have to be on lap 18 out of 200? I think I'm fucked, boys.
Catching up to this pack. Freewheeling a little bit to save some gas.
1 left to green.
Let's see what position this puts us in. So obviously, early drive-through penalty, not helpful. But still a long, long way to go in this race. And I'm talking, we're about to be
Let's piss in a bottle next caution.
10%
If
of the
anybody
way
wants to
into
crash
this.
soon, that'd be ideal.
Catch up 2. Start.
Come on, Internet, figure it out.
Do we have unlimited tires? Yes. That's what I like to hear.
Okay, fuel map goes back to map 1.
About to go green. Stay focused. Catch up 2. Start. Green flag. Green flag. Slow car ahead. Slow car down low. Go high. You're up top, 3 wide.
Man, these guys really need to bunch up better for the restarts. Now that we're in with a bit of a pack, let's settle in.
Yellow flag is out. Line up for single file.
Backing up.
Pit road is closed.
I think that one was a bit too soon.
I don't know if I should piss now or later.
4-car, you are an absolute idiot, dude.
Catch up 2, car.
Well,
We're gonna piss in a bottle under caution, boys. Here we go. Let's try it out.
pit entry currently closed. I mean, no need to make the stop. Do we have standings? Where are we at?
Catch up 2, car.
23. Oh man, this is a pretty ugly race so far.
Catch up 2, car.
Guy that is pissed in a bottle under caution, I think I deserve to win.
Catch up 2, car. Pit road's open.
Oh, I gotta pull the pants back up.
This guy's so.
I'm gonna go up here for a second.
I love how a guy that's 7 laps down doesn't stop for the caution. Literally just goes full bore and destroys my car.
Alright, pants are back on, boys. We're good. We're good for another 20 laps.
Catch up 20, car.
Well, we're off to a rough-ish start. I mean, we could be kind of in the top 10-ish area if I hadn't, probably, if I hadn't made a rules snafu, but 'tis what it is. Plenty of cautions to help us work back in.
While racing, you ain't a racer.
How often should you change tires?
I don't know, but my hands smell like piss now.
As much as possible.
Catch up 20, car.
Two to green. We're almost back to green flag racing.
One lap to green.
Try and get a little heat into the tires. Okay, lap 23 of 200. It's not exactly been a barn burner of an Indy 500 just yet, but still almost 90% of the race to go. What, 98 or 88% of the race to go?
Anybody else giving fuel?
It's a bit late to be asking that with going green next time by. Okay, let's get fuel map back into race mode. And into a starting gear.
About to go green. Stay focused.
Wow. Check up in 4, check up in 4.
Green flag, green flag.
How do y'all just like drive into a wall?
7.99.
Like there.
Car outside.
Should have the run on him.
Stay low. Outside clear.
Huh? He's really able to hang it up around the high side there. Credit. I didn't think he would have pace to stay that high up on the road. He does look to be staying a little bit off the bottom line, so I may have an opportunity just to keep following him and let him hold the high line. And I can gather some cleaner air on the low side. Kinda was hoping he would go for a move on that blue car. Let's see if we can't set something up. Got around him on the highway. Two for one. Yep, 2 for 1. All right. That was a pretty good lap. I'm a fan of how that went. Okay, let's get the weight jacker back down. Oh, he was a lap down. Okay. But if the number 8 car stays kind of stuck behind the 15, then we should be all right. So you do get to feel and get some of both the benefits and detriments of the air from the car behind. So obviously the slipstream, but also the dirty air. Starting around 1.7 or so seconds back. Obviously, the effect increases as you get closer. But yeah, we are definitely feeling the effects of Tim's car ahead of us.
Somebody wreck! Somebody wreck!
So let's try and get the right rear cooled down a little bit. skated a little higher up the road than I would have liked. That ARB change might be a little premature. Let's get that back down. Might need to raise the weight jacker a little bit, get a little extra rotation to help us close up now that we're getting, you know, half a second back of this car ahead.
40.72.
Gotta fit this lap, gotta fit this lap. Just kidding.
Tires are getting pretty warm on the right side.
Alright, I'm actually gonna fit this time.
Unideal time to catch this other car.
The lead is sitting now.
Or around the outside. Definitely gave up more speed than I necessarily needed to, but that's kind of my style, is be a little safe. Obviously we lost about a couple tenths to Tim ahead of us, but wanted to make sure we got around that slower car
41.72.
good and safe. Let's bring the weight jacker up just a little bit more. Somebody coming in for a green flag pit stop over here.
40.929.
Whew. Let's get onto the fuel. 17 laps of fuel still to go, so plenty to work with at this point.
The lead is sitting now.
Ooh, just brushed the wall there.
The car 7 is now leading. It's 41.171. You're in the top 10.
Interesting. They must have not taken any gas at the other caution, which is weird because we're only like, I don't know, 15 laps into this green flag run.
The lead is sitting now.
Well, let's see what we get. See if we get any mistakes out of people as these pit cycles go.
41.148. 41.392. You're in fourth position.
Obviously, green flag pit stops are something you want to avoid if you can. Ooh, dirtier. I need to try and get to lower side a little better. If I can get down to the white line consistently, I might have better runs on this guy. 14 laps still to go.
41.279. Okay, you're in second. The next car is the leader.
Now this is turning into a fight for the lead. But if we don't get any caution soon, it will kind of all balance back out. Laps of fuel left.
41.279.
We might be able to squeeze an extra lap out. Let's go to a slight fuel save map here. See if we can't squeeze one more lap. Right at the line, we're pretty much right on it. 41.4. We're going to have to keep an eye out for this car that's a lap down coming through. If they're a lap down from pit cycle, then they're on fresher tires and they're going to have a little more grip than I do. See what fuel says when we cross the line this time. Based on how quickly I'm catching him now, I bet he's in a fuel save map as well. Yeah, we've hit the fuel target. That was a bad run through turn 2 there. Pace is still good. Let's top the battery, or sorry, super capacitor up just a little bit more. We are now dropping that car that was a lap down a little bit. But P3 is kind of catching up, Dave Slade. caution like right now would be pretty great, I think. About 5 laps of fuel left. Sir. They've slayed now to 2.1. He's now definitely starting to catch the draft of the car ahead. And also the dirty air. They're sitting a nice 0.8 behind me, so they've got plenty of runway. Battery filled up. And into the pit lane he goes. We are going to officially lead at Indy. Hey, from a drive-through to the lead of the Indy 500. 50 laps in, quarter of the way there.
Heading.
And we are going to be in this lap. No mistakes on pit entry. We'll leave some margin for safety. We'll see who we come out near. There's that fuel low warning.
The car in front is pitting. Pit boxing, 10. 5.
Let's get that map back
3,
up.
2, 1. Right here.
Not overshoot our box. Boom. Tires. Fuel.
We're done. Get going.
So, we led a couple of laps of the Indy 500. How's that for something? Weight jacker back up. We're on oldish tires. Car ahead is for position for P13. Decent little pit cycle there.
7.407.
Nice green flag run. Alright, let's see what he does on the way back through. He's going to be pretty close to me. Alright. He looks to have gotten away without too much problem. Now we are grabbing the slipstream of the car ahead, which is always lovely news. Little up out of the groove there. Should be fine though. Just a little on the high side. Had to blend a little bit out. Now let's get that weight checker back up. Make sure we stay rotating to the center of the corner here. .6 the gap to the car ahead. We got a lap car ahead of him. Question is, what do they do? Let's use this opportunity to charge the battery. He should have a clean attack into turn 1. Not quite. Just not quite getting the line I need to out of turn 4. It's really putting the pressure on it. He's got a good run usually out of turn 2. Although I might be able to, with a big kick of battery, get the move done. Okay, Casey's coming in pits this lap, so make sure to stay nice on the high side of him. See if we can't catch and get by. This lap down car. Back inside the top 10. 0.6 to the car. There we go. Weight jacker back down a couple steps. We are still in some dirty air, so we won't go fully back down to 0 on the weight jacker. We're already in a pretty good spot. We're going to use this opportunity to charge the battery. Okay, getting closer again. Raise that weight jacker back up. Turn 4 is probably my weakest corner on the circuit. Compared to everyone else, that is. Well, that's just a really bad run through turn 2. Let's use some battery, try and close up a little bit of this gap. Tires are getting pretty warm since we've been in traffic, pushing hard for so long. Not such tight traffic that we get to fully lift. Let's give a little more weight jacker. Got a little distracted. I thought he looked like he brushed the wall for a second there. Battery back full. Better through turn 4 this time. Getting down to that apex early, I think, is going to be the key. When following another car. Try and get air on that left front wing. The pit into the pits is right. Bring that weight jacker back down. Let's get the ARBs kind of dialed in a bit as well. Let's try and bring tire temperatures down. Let's go back to map 3. Let's get weight jacker back to 0. car ahead. 3.5. This is a real long green flag run. I'm impressed. I'm curious how many people are out of the race at this stage, though. Where are we at? Coming up to like 67. In about an hour. Did a chunder there. Just a little safety lift out. It doesn't seem to be changing the temperature too much, so let's get the ARBs back up. Oh, we are about to be back in some traffic. So let's get the weight jacker back to where it needs to be for following other cars. Back to fuel target 14 laps. We are catching the leader, although we do have Casey and Tim ahead, who we've been behind them for substantial amounts of time already in this race. They are quick enough to be difficult to get past. Let's get more weight jacker on this. Let's make sure we're enacting the strategy discovered earlier when following. Get to that low side as soon as you can.
You're a fucking idiot, Matthew. You're an absolute idiot.
Interesting. Somebody calling somebody an idiot but no caution? Ooh.
My bad, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to give you a boost there, buddy, but it didn't work out.
Good to you, man.
Indy cars don't have lucky dogs either.
Yeah, I felt bad, man. I wasn't trying to wreck you. I was just trying to give you a boost. You were faster. My bad. I love you. My bad. It's all my fault. I'm an idiot.
Dude, you're getting reported. You can't just run someone over like that after you're unhappy with how they passed you, after you're a lap down. That's just terrible driving.
That's right, dude. I would report me too, dude. I hope you do. It was a bad move, and I deserve the consequences that come. I hope you report me, because I would do the same if I were you.
Hey, does Indy cars have lucky dogs or no?
No, I'm trying to help you, but it's my bad, man. I was trying to make you go faster.
Okay. Good luck, man. That's why I'm being a piece of shit.
But I 100% understand, dude. I'd be pissed off too, man. My bad. I was just trying to make you go faster.
Okay, pit lane open.
Enjoy the vacation. You're clearly not winning the race a lap down. So.
All right, Matthew. Thanks for paying for my vacation. I love it. Thank you, brother.
Boxing 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right right here. Move it.
Hey, leader, what lap were you on?
I was on 73.
Although anybody not a lap down, what lap were
They
you
want you in single file. Catch up.
I just ticked left 73. I was leader as caution was called.
Two-ish.
What did you say? I couldn't hear him.
127.
You fucking liar!
Left. Sorry, left.
I was leading when caution was called, and I'm on lap 73. Okay, well, we got a good chunk of green flag. We're getting close to the halfway mark, about an hour in. Well, I say getting close, we're still, about 25 minutes from the halfway mark. So yeah, we're on target for that roughly 3 hours kind of run. We're P5, quite a bit of lap traffic in the way.
Catch up. 21. Car.
Still here on the lead lap. Okay. Just get those maps set.
Get
Ready to go back racing.
Post car is off. Time to do your job. Green flag. Green flag.
Let's add a bunch of weight jacker. This is a pretty tight little bunch. The question really is, those cars on the lead lap that are ahead of me now. Yeah, they're diving into the pit lane. Well, that's a couple cars left.
43.17.
Moreway Jacker high. Let's see if we can get a run out of turn 4 here. Not like that, we're not. Still got to work on got him into the entries, but not on the exits. Unfortunately, he's getting a good draft from the car ahead of him too, so. Does make the job a little harder on my poor little car. I have to believe that they did not pit under caution in order to get ahead of me like that. So let's just do a little bit of fuel safety. He tapped the wall. I can't save fuel. Falling too far back. Looks like blue car got away with tapping the wall. And going for a move up ahead. Ooh, don't touch that. Kind of lined up a move, but didn't get it going. Catching a pack of back markers is not ideal. Do I need more weight jacker even? Let's go to 8. Let's see if that helps with the exit. Well, not when you miss the apex by a half a mile. Ah, just caught me in the worst possible spot entering that corner. battery recharge. Okay. Should have sufficient run on him. Go. So that we've done, which was badly needed. Do not let him come back at you. Should be fine right about there. 21 laps till fuel.
You dumb bitch, Lewis! You dumb bitch, Lewis!
Check up 3, check up 3, check up 3. Mate, what does check up 3 mean? Y'all are so fucking stupid.
Lewis, you are an idiot!
Catch up, 23, car. You've got some damage. Let's get that fixed. Pass up, 5. Pass up, 9, car. We can't fix the damage. I'm afraid it's over.
The caution is out and you steam full speed into 3. Are you fucking idiots?
Something. It's catching up. Extra.
Thanks a lot. That's my race done because nobody knows what a fucking yellow flag is, you dipshits.
Lewis, I think drive your skill level is the way I can do what you did.
Absolutely fucking insane. Who is this? Who is this idiot? Oh, that's annoying. Who is this idiot? Well, that's the end of that. Unfortunately, there is no repairs to be done. Maybe we'll try the open next time, but I think... Yep, too much damage. All done. All done.